Well, here we are. It's midweek. We're ready for the start of the weekly update. I'll probably put some video in here of some flying we did last Sunday, I think. It was an absolutely perfect day. We took both Renegades and took some video and some lots of still photos over the canola crops. Canola is a really bright yellow flower, and yeah, they didn't turn out as well as I would like, but they were not too bad. The catch-up. Now, first of all, you're definitely not going to believe this. The paperwork has been sent off to civil aviation, so now I'm actually waiting on the inspection of the radial Renegade. Once I have had that inspection, let's say the aeroplane passes, which I'm pretty hopeful that it will. Right from 10 minutes later, I can go fly. So that's the interesting things that I've been up to today, or this week anyway. I'm starting to get set up here in this hangar with this table, and I'll bring a couple of chairs out for the civil aviation person. When he comes to inspect the aeroplane, he'll want a place to do the paperwork from, and the aeroplane's right here, so that'll work perfectly. Also, I've got my maintenance release ready to go. I can't fly until that's been signed, and I can't sign that until the inspection's been done, so both things should happen at the same time. This is all the information that should be required to make sure that I've got all the I's dotted and T's crossed. This is my logbook. I did the compression test a couple of days ago, but unfortunately, this engine's got little tiny spark plugs. Yeah, they're small ones. So my differential pressure tester won't fit them. this one here, it's only for big spark plugs. So what I've got to do, I'm going to take a spark plug, drill the centre of it out, put a thread in it that this brass piece will screw into, and this piece will screw into the actual spark plug will screw into the spark plug hole. Then I'll be able to use the differential pressure tester. Yeah, so anyway, because I couldn't get the differential pressure gauge to fit, I had to go back to the old, push in the plug hole type pressure gauge, which is fine. Matter of fact, that's all we had a long time ago, except let's have a look. The spark plug here, this is an aft spark plug, is just exactly in the wrong place compared to the exhaust. So I can't get the spark plug spanner onto the spark plug and take it out because of the exhaust. I needed a tube spanner, which I sort of have, but I've got to modify it. So I had to go to the front spark plugs, and then you're swinging pretty close to the propeller, especially these two cylinders, these two bottom cylinders, and the lowest reading I got was this one, number 4, because I just simply wasn't game to get too close to the propeller, and I couldn't put very much pressure onto the tapered nozzle here that goes into the plug hole. So that cylinder and that cylinder are both a little bit low. They're not genuinely low on pressure. They're low because of the method I was using. So I'm not too concerned about it. All I wanted was a baseline so that next time I do the service in 50 hours time, I will know whether it's getting better or worse. And the engine hasn't flown yet, so it's not even run in, honestly. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Flew the RV a couple of times. I took some friends for a fly to look at the canola crops. They're farmers, and they were interested particularly in their own crops. And my wife and I went for a fly as well. So yeah, I've been a bit of a pig this weekend. I didn't have my feet on the ground for very long. But that's what we're up to today. So now it's just hurry up and wait for the civil aviation man to come and have a look at my paperwork. That's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Well, here we are at the end of another week. They go pretty quick, don't they? I think I told you this in earlier part of this video. The Rotec radial aeroplane is now waiting for CASA inspection. That should happen pretty soon. Well, I just had to stop there for a minute. It's very fortuitous, but the CASA man, the civil aviation man that lives on the field, just drove past, and he called in to say hello. He will be in a position to do the inspection and issue well, I guess it's experimental certificate of airworthiness. He'll be ready to do that early next week. So it's not going to happen just yet. Maybe next week, next Friday, we might see some aviation type of activity coming out of this aeroplane. Yeah, so I'm sort of ready to go. This is all the stuff that I'm going to have to present to him when the time comes. The logbook's filled out. The maintenance release, that's my template. the maintenance release has been filled out, except it hasn't been signed and dated, which I can't do until he issues that certificate. But yeah, the aeroplane's unchanged. I haven't done a thing since, well, the last 2 or 3 weeks, really. Physical things on the aeroplane itself, I haven't done anything there. The other 2 aeroplanes, I posted the other day. We took Rosie's aeroplane out to try and get some photos over the canola. I put a little bit of that on Facebook, whether you saw it or not. It's going gangbusters. I did a little flight yesterday afternoon. Matter of fact, I flew both the 2-stroke and Rosie's yesterday afternoon. I checked for positive stability in pitch and yaw, and it responds well. It's quite positive in yaw. It doesn't even do the 3 oscillations, and it returns to neutral. 1.5, and it's sort of all over. Most aeroplanes will. Pitch, it was about the same. So that's one more. The Sports Aircraft Association of Australia, which is a club that I'm a member of, print a pack of cards. They're probably like A5 size cards, and they're basically meant to be used for your test flights. I can probably fill many of those cards in already for Rosie's aeroplane, that's another card I can sign off for the pitch stability and the yaw stability yesterday. So it's coming along. Once I can prove that it does those things, I also want to do a fuel consumption test, which is basically go and fly it, warm it up, come back, fill it to the absolute brim, and then go and fly a long way, like maybe for an hour, something like that. I'll bring it home and fill it up straight away again and see how much fuel it used in that 1 hour, or whatever it happens to be, 55 minutes or 68 minutes or whatever it happens to be. And then I think I can pretty much present it probably to the same civil aviation man, and it goes to a full certificate of airworthiness then, in which case the aeroplane will be free to fly wherever it wants to, wherever you want it to, not wherever it wants to. Any restrictions on the aeroplane will be lifted at that time. So that's getting pretty exciting as well. I'm assuming that we'll offer it for sale once those restrictions have been lifted. Right now, for instance, if I wanted to sell it today, or if Rosie wanted to sell it today, you would have to complete the test flying regime, and you'd have to complete it here and tomorrow, or jump through a lot of hoops if you wanted to take the aeroplane somewhere else and complete the test flying. You'd have to get special permission to fly it to that other place, wherever it happens to be, which civil aviation may or may not give it to you. I don't know. It'd be a pain anyway. But once it's got its full certificate of airworthiness, then we've got a couple of volunteers that'll deliver it to Western Australia, to Perth if you want to, or anywhere else in the country. So, yeah, it's happening. Well, that's it. You know the rules. Today would be a perfect day to get my feet off the ground. Have a look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, little bit of clouds to play in. Fantastic. Yeah. So anyway, maybe the rest of the weekend will be similar to this. I hope so. Maybe not. But anyway, hopefully it's nice where you are. And yeah, you know the rules. Try and get your feet off the ground if you can. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.